May 19th, 2016. This is Keith Duncan, broadcast journalist, evangelist, crusader, speaking to the entire world. I'm currently still in the Philippines, waiting for the first honest, ethical person to represent my rights, which is worth over 500 million US dollars. For indeed, Robert Rose stole my powerhouse Dell computer when he had me kidnapped. He stole my 3 MacBook Apples, 4 iPhones, 2 iPads, and all my laptops, and backed up information, which is worth quad billions, which is known as trillions, in intellectual property. It was the basis for why I went to the United States military on September 25th, 2011 to debrief them and to escort them and have them escort me under their protection to the FBI Attorney General's offices to take down one of the worst cybercrime terrorist cells that are operating inside your USA government and military, actually all governments. For he who controls your information controls all of your lives, including slave trading enterprises, which controls the marketing, your assets, your bank accounts, your stock trades, the ultimate insider trading. For Robert Rose has embedded his own software, I call it the Trojan horse software, in each one of his client multi-million-dollar businesses and sites, including Alexander Cyclone Covey, who has agilelaw.com, who has infiltrated all the courtrooms and law offices, federal courthouses, including even the military, with the transcript depositions that's digitally recorded. For indeed, I've spent my entire life digitizing and systematically removing the ability for anyone to commit crimes in the first place. It's called open visibility. I am indeed the #1 most powerful evangelist crusader on digital technology and the human condition, known as psychology, of why people commit such heinous crimes, and also why I was kidnapped October 3rd, 2011. It was to keep all of this information from being ordainedly and divinely gifted to the rest of the world. I've completed all the solutions, every single one of them in simple English language and all the other languages, on how to teach the world to solve their own problems. I'm even trying to get hold of the Franklin Graham, as I personally know his nephew, which is Billy Graham. Indeed, I'm the #1 evangelist of all time, a crusader. I'm currently in a rice field that they've just burned off. They just harvested. We're in the dry spell now here in the Philippines on May the 19th, 2016. I get married in 3 days. Actually, I get married tomorrow, and I've done a prenuptial agreement that'll protect my assets and my life from all the criminals that are directly tied to Robert D. Rose. For the criminals will kill each other off, in simple terms, which includes Attorney General, Deputy Attorney General Sally Yates, Judge Thurman Jackson of Norfolk, Virginia, Phoenix Harris, even goes back to alcohol and tobacco firearms William Banks, Atlanta, Georgia, who falsely testified in front of a grand jury and go, oh, Keith Duncan was at the military base with an unshelled, unloaded demonstration antique shotgun that was never a risk. In fact, the restraining order had already been dismissed 10 weeks earlier, and it was a complete scam kidnapping anyway on February 22nd, 2011, when I was robbed, February 22nd, 2011, because I was robbed February 4th, 2011 by Miss Bashama and by Mr. Robert D. Rose. For they all wanted my intellectual property, and they wanted me dead. For indeed, I've received no protection from anyone. Not a single criminal investigator, police department, my insurance companies, my family. Nobody, including all my friends and churches that I visited over these years, have ever offered me the simplest support. So I'm now waiting for 500 million US dollars from the US government in the form of Federal Tort Claims Act. It's the biggest class action lawsuit of all time. For indeed, I've been using the legal system at every single level the entire time. The history is right there on thetruthvault.com. And ICI Understand, which is the repository known as the Library of Congress of Keith Duncan. teaches the entire world how to solve every single one of their major world problems. So welcome to the Universal Show. I try to keep these short, but it's really difficult because I lose enthusiasm for my people, 7.42 billion people, to survive their own self-genocide. It's a beautiful countryside here. It's actually paradise. I'm asking the entire world to grant me sovereign immunity as the #1 ambassador or emissary of all time. Grant me my own land like the Vatican City so I can rule my own turf, roam the world, teaching the entire world how to use Christ's domain to unify all the religions, including solutionislam.com. For no one's ever unified all the different countries. No one's ever unified all the religions. No one's ever unified the entire world. 1 degree of separation with Interpol URL ident.